This is a 3x4 wool rug, vintage, distressed, handmade. As you can see stitches here. Very pretty rug. And this actually sold for full price on Bonanza for $500. So we were pretty thrilled when we got that message. I bought this rug for 20 bucks at an auction. This is a vintage Wrangler country music's favorite label hat. It's never been worn. Totally a cool hat. And this sold for $50 to someone with the last name Wrangler. I had these listed at $49 each pair. I got an offer of $45 for each pair, so she basically wanted $10 off. So these sold in total to the same person for $90. They are Brigton brand, which is kind of like a high-end brand. I've actually seen the stores at like fancy malls when I happen to be near a fancy mall. They have leather soles. They look like they haven't been worn very much. They're perfect for fall weather. So I'm happy, 90 bucks. These are a pair of vintage 80s Christian Dior. They are glass and gold plated. I did test the gold. It was 10K gold. They're clip-ons, so they're not super contemporary. But somebody bought them for $50. Okay, you guys have seen that we have in the past sold military surplus. Well, we bought a bunch of sleeping bag sets, and these are the compression sacks. And we had a bunch of extra compression sacks. Some of them had a couple flaws, just marks, and just a couple buckles missing. So we put a lot of 8. This is 8 of them up just by themselves, and they sold last night for 60 bucks. This is a set of 4 solid brass curtain tiebacks. They have kind of a peacock feather design. They're really pretty. They have a little bit of paint on that side, but that's easy to either clean up or just hide. And the great thing about items like this is you can charge a lot of money for them because it's hard to find these new for a good price. So I put $80 on these and they sold. These are professional prints by a Washington, D.C. artist named Don Cannavaro. There's 6 of them. They are signed in pencil by him right there. But these are reproduction prints, probably offset lithographs. You can see they're very classic Washington, D.C. buildings, the Pentagon, the White House, the Capitol. That's it. And we bought all of these together at a thrift store for $1. They were just in a pile in a room where everything was $1. And we were like, hey, we know people in Washington, D.C. like artwork. So I put these up because they were signed by the artist, I put them up for $150. And I got an offer of $135, so I took it. So $135 for 6 professional prints signed by the artist, sold to someone in Washington, D.C. These are a set of 3 garden tools, high quality. The brand is called Snow and Nealley. You can see the logo there. It came in a little pouch, and they're hardly used. This is a little bit used, but still in good shape. Now, the cool thing about these is we just thought they were nice garden tools. I thought they were maybe worth like 50 bucks. But this is a brand that people really seek out. They discontinued this set about 10 years ago. The company did, and they're very hard to find. And gardeners like rave about them. So I was able to sell these for $150, which is an amazing sale. These are a pair of amazing thick wool pants. They're German military pants, vintage, and they sold for $65. This is a Vietnam Veterans of America mesh trucker hat. It's got a little discoloration, but it did sell for 20 bucks. It's a lovely men's vintage fedora. It's got a nice ribbon. It's got some discoloration on the back though. It's a little bit faded, as you can see, but it is still very nice. Charles Knox. Pretty fancy, looks almost unworn, and it sold for $37. This is a men's reversible goose down vest. It's kind of cool. It's all goose down on the inside and you can flip it over. But I have had this for a long time, so I took an offer of $15. This is a beautiful mid-century ice bucket. It's got a solid maple top. It's very heavy, and it is a double-walled aluminum bowl, and the brand is Yorkville, and I sold it for 40 bucks. This is a pair of women's overalls. It's got a racing stripe on it. It's pretty cool. Sold for 30 bucks. This is an antique butter mold casting, and the way I know that is because on the back it says Old Butter Mold Pattern Production from Maine. I had never heard of such a thing, but way back in the old days, in fancy households, they would make molds like this out of butter. Or the mold was wood, and then this would be a pat of butter that you would use at your table. It was for very, very fancy people. Now, if you can find the wooden molds, the original wooden molds, those go for a lot of money. But this is just a reproduction plaster cast. And this sold for 25 bucks. Okay, check this out. This is a big canvas bag, but it's open. And it's meant to hold firewood. And these sell for a lot of money. This sold for $60. Pretty awesome. This is a pretty vintage 70s shirt. Wide collar polyester. Someone's definitely buying it for Halloween because they need it by Thursday. So I'm thinking they're doing a Halloween party on Friday or Saturday. And it sold for 20 bucks. These are a beautiful pair of Ferragamos, velvet, beautiful. They have a nice heel. They're worn, but not too worn. Look at me, I'm wearing a sweater that's completely falling off my body. However, I do know that people buy fancy shoes like this. I paid $2 for them. This person paid full price, $160. So I'm pretty happy with that. This is a very dark navy blue, almost black beret. And you can see it's got a cool label. Made in France, definitely vintage. And it sold for $40. This is a vintage 100% wool Pendleton plaid pencil skirt. I don't do very well with skirts, although I am about to list a bunch of them. Hopefully I'll price them properly. This sold for 10 bucks. This is a beautiful Kenneth Cole wool cashmere blend women's coat. Our coats are on sale right now, so this sold for $56. This is a vintage 50s or 60s nylon campus brand, made in the USA, windbreaker, and it sold for $32. These are a pair of Bali men's loafers. They're tassel loafers. I'm not going to unwrap them, sorry, because they're just getting shipped. You can see there's not very much wear. It's got a leather and a rubber sole. Bali is a very, very high-end brand. And these sold for a best offer of $135, which makes me extremely happy. I really hope they fit and this person doesn't return them. This is another vintage Dundee orange marmalade crock. We bought 5 of them for $1 each, and we've been selling them for $30 each. So $5 investment at a yard sale turns into $150. This is a vintage 1950s Rex brand, compact for like powdered makeup. You can see it's enamel, and it's these 2 little like mid-century cats. It's in beautiful condition. Looks like it's almost never been used, and it sold for best offer of $100. That's it for this week. Bye.